We had everything. Say St. John was almost, I don't want to say like a Garden of Eden because I romanticize a little bit.
Where people do start to feel like tourism starts to take over not just the economy, but also starts to reshape space in a way that makes people feel, the local community feel like foreigners in the space.
Places that cater to the tourists and forget about the culture and the traditions of the place. That is what I think is bad about the future of St. John. And it's moving in that direction because sadly, money talks. Sadly.
St. John lends itself to ecotourism, to living lighter on the land, to appreciating the natural and cultural resources here.
There's a tendency for a lot of outsiders to not respect the local people. Once the greater the numbers come, they're less likely they're going to be paying attention to what local people want and need, because they're going to feel more bold and powerful, and that's already happening already.
And that especially happens when it's talking about like cultural erasure. One way or another, people don't always use that terminology, but people feeling like St. John isn't St. John anymore, people feeling like there's nothing really West Indian about St. John anymore, all of these things.
But I find that it does take a certain level of like ignorance or entitlement to not recognize what it means to all be kind of like circulating in a colonial landscape, and for that colonial landscape to be predicated on the marginalization of a particular group of people, and how those people being us, might feel.
I barely want to participate in the service industry down here. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what that means, what economic rebellion means, while also maintaining grace and a sense of welcoming spirit, something that we've always had, but also not allowing anyone to take advantage of us.
In order to keep up, first we have to catch up. In order to catch up, we have to sell property. We're behind the 8 ball constantly. If you don't want to develop your property, what are you going to do?
We are going to form a task force. This is what they're going to look at. And we, as a government of these people, are going to help them reclaim their space.
It is June 5th, and we've had 3 shootings on St. John this year.
Which was something you never heard of St. John. I mean, the idea that there'll be that much hatred and violence